What's up, my dudes? How's it going? Today, dakblake here, and today we're going to be talking about a little something different. Canceled plans. Now, it may be the epitome of something that you desire because canceled plans are always the junction for social anxiety stress people, just having canceled plans equals good time, But it's not always like that because I like when plans are canceled in the sense that I can relax. But when I create the plans or I anticipate the plans and it doesn't go through, then it's kind of disappointing. So being on both ends is kind of like two different spectrums. Now, to make this a little more clear, I'll give a little bit of a story. So growing up, I always wanted to be a director or an actor, just kind of something that involves film. And I always tried to make skits. And now I have a bunch of cringy skits that I made when I was a little kid, but I always loved making them because, it was fun. It was something that I loved to do. And hopefully I could do it in the future. But, when I make plans to film, it's really hard to get people together. And plans are often canceled all the time, especially with my friend Christian. He cancels plans like he eats food. He just cancels it for no reason. So, to give an example, I wanted to make a skit really bad for the channel, and I made it a while ago. And I'll kind of bring it back up. But so I wanted to make a skit, and in order to do that, I needed people, and I had my own camera, I had lighting, I had everything, and I was like, "Hey Christian, can we film at your house?" He's like, "Yeah, sure. Okay, next Saturday we can film at my house. So just, come over and we'll start filming." So I was like, "All right, next Saturday." Boom. Like a whole week of preparation for me. I'm starting writing down like ideas for skits. I had my camera all set up. I had like lights. I had all this stuff ready. And then I was like, okay, boom. It's like Friday. I'm looking forward to it. I'm like, I'm gonna go to bed happy because tomorrow we're gonna be filming. It's gonna be all cool. But in the back of my mind, I was like, it's been canceled before. Is it gonna be canceled? And so, I remember getting my camera ready, putting like all of my lights in a duffel bag, and I was ready to go. So I call him. I'm like, "Hey, are you ready? We're gonna be coming over to film right now." And he goes, "Actually, I have to watch some kids from my mom." And his mom is a daycare. She owns like a daycare, and so That's kind of like an excuse that he uses all the time. Like, "Oh, I gotta watch some kids," and I'm like, "Well, all right. How long?" He's like, "Well, the whole day." Well, I'm like, "Are you sure? Maybe here I'll call your mom or something like that." And he's like, "No, no, 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 I'll just maybe like I don't know, I guess 6." And it was like 3, and I was like, "So at 6 then?" "Yeah, yeah, sure." I'm like, "All right, perfect." So boom, canceled plans back on. And so then I wait until 6 o'clock, and I'm like, "All right, I'm coming over." And he's like, "I'm not feeling well right now." And I'm like, "What? What happened from 3 to 6? You just got the flu all of a sudden?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling well." So me and my other friend Zorro and my other friend Corey are waiting. Like we were going to the park, and we were gonna literally walk to his house right there. And he's like, "Oh, I'm feeling sick." So I was like, "All right, that sucks. Okay, well, how about we just make a skit now?" And so we ended up making a skit called "The Worst Friend Ever," I think, is the title of the video. But it was just like a little skit, and we anticipated making like a normal skit, but we had to think of something off the spot to do in the park, and that was one of the canceled plans. But it got even worse. So when I was a kid, let's just go back in time. When I was a kid, I really liked to make skits, like I said, but as a kid, it's even harder to make plans, and so I called Christian because me and him like to make skits together, but he likes to cancel plans, as I said. So when I was a kid, I used to call him. So I had to call him on his mom's phone because as a kid we didn't have cell phones, and we were like 12. So I was like, "Hey, is Christian there?" She's like, "Yeah, he's here." So then I'd be like, "Hey Christian, what's up?" And he's like, "Hey." I was like, "Do you want to film today?" "Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, we can film." I'm like, "All right, so we can film at your house, right? I have like a little skit idea." And he's like, "Oh yeah, cool. I'll just ask my mom." And then he goes like, "Ooh," and then comes back. "Oh yeah, yeah, we can film today. Just a little bit later because my mom has daycare kids." There's where the excuse comes up. And so he's like, "Oh, all right. So what time?" Maybe like 1." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Call me back." I literally sat there from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 5 o'clock, 5:30, and so then I call back, and then I call him, I'm like, and he doesn't answer. Like, I call his house phone, doesn't answer. Call it again, doesn't answer. Finally, at like 7, I call him, and I'm like, hey, and his mom picks up. So I was like, hey, is Christian there? She's like, yeah, he was just sleeping. And I was like, what? So then I'm like, hey, what's up? Why didn't you call me back? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. And I'm like, so can we film? And he's like, maybe in like an hour. I'm like, all right, all right, I guess. So then, I hang up, wait an hour, call, nothing happens, call, nothing happens. Now it's 7, so it's 8 now, 9 now, and I call him, he finally answers, and I'm like, hey, can we film? And he's like, I think it's a little too late. I'm like, you don't say it's a little late. I've been calling all day. And so that whole day, it's just been canceled plans. It still resonates still to today because it's really hard to make a schedule for filming and doing all that stuff when the actors and me and everybody all together have to come together for a period of time, and nobody ever has time nowadays. It's like the only time you can make anything is like during a school break, so like summer or like winter break, but then half the time it's like, oh well, we're doing something on this day, or we're doing something on this day, or we're gonna be busy this day because we're going to the mountains or going to the snow or something like that, and going to the beach. But canceled plans are good for some people who don't like doing anything, but then if you want to do stuff, canceled plans can kind of suck. Hopefully you kind of relate back. Maybe you have some stories where you had canceled plans and you were looking forward to something, and maybe it disappointed you, or maybe you really didn't want to do something and canceled plans were just amazing for you. So tell me your stories, leave it down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, peace out, my dudes.